नामी महाराज जी आप जी के चरण कमलों में अरदास बेनती अर्जोई प्रार्थना है सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जीओ आप जी की महान कृपा दयालता हुई सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जीओ दिन रोज तो सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जीओ महान यात्रा जो कल शाम पलाथी के पहुंची सी अज इस वेले सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जीओ आप अपने पालकी साहब प्रार्थना करो सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जीओ संगतां नूं दर्शन दिदारे बख्श के इलाके नूं करतारत करो सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जीओ नाम ते बाणी दे नाल जोड़ो सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जीओ आप जी दे पावन वाक पवन गुरु पाणी पिता माता धरत महत पहले पाणी जियो है जत हरिया सब कोई दे महावाका अनुसार सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जीओ जो उसकी साम संभाल सेवा का कार्य चल रहा है सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह जीओ कृपा करनी नानक नाम चढ़ती कला तेरे बाणे सरबत दा भला बेले सोन है।
The journey begins again. From small township of Bhulat, situated at the bank of Kalibai, the caravan starts at 7 in the morning, narrating the glories of Guru Nanak Dev, remembering his religious philosophy, taking an oath to follow his message for humanity. This congregation of thousands of people moves ahead slowly, step by step. Today is the second day of the journey. People will reach Kanjali, covering a distance of 65 kilometers before the nightfall. When a gathering shares an objective, and when the same thread of emotion ties them together, then it is no more a crowd. At such times, varied faces of the crowd mold into a single face. Old identities get dissolved. This kind of gathering becomes an indomitable force. Whoever joins this does not remain a mere individual, but becomes a part of this gigantic power. This is one such gathering, a convoy of men and women, young and old, which bound by a single goal is moving forward through streets of villages, towns, tied to the notes of same composition and dancing to the rhythm of same beats. This journey is not being undertaken merely to cover distances. Neither is it a journey to move from one place to another. This, in fact, is an expedition to bridge a gap that has settled between man and nature. At another level, it is a journey to reach that state of awareness where man will no more be nature's enemy, but would live in complete harmony with her. This is a journey to get back to the glorious past when air, water and earth were worshipped as deities in Punjab. Hence, the path chosen by this caravan is the bank of ancient and historic river Kalibai. Kalibai had been a victim of man's rapaciousness and his misdeeds, but she has also seen the same man performing penance for his sins. This poignant tale of Kalibai is heartwarming. In India, Punjab had been a metaphor for water. Air is the guru, water father, and earth is the mother. These words of the sacred Gurbani have been written on this land only. Being a delta of 5 rivers, this region has always been very fertile and productive. That is why agriculture remained the main occupation of the people of Punjab. Of the total geographical space of the state, 83.5% is agricultural, and 3/4 of the total population of the state is engaged in farming. All kinds of crops are grown here, and wheat and rice are produced in abundance. Food grains from Punjab contributed in a major way to the central granaries of the country. A well-knit conventional system of canals and drainage has been a major source of irrigation in Punjab. But the situation in Doaba region of Punjab is quite different. Though intense farming is done in this region, but there does not exist any network of canals for irrigation. Consequently, main source of water for irrigation are tube wells. This area is cluttered with tube wells, which keep on extracting the groundwater, thereby putting excessive and an unending pressure on groundwater resources. As a result, in some districts like Kapurthala and Jalandhar, the rate of extraction of groundwater is 50% more than its recharging rate. On top of it, recharging of groundwater in this area depends exclusively on Kali Bain and Chitti Bain, which pass through this region. Kali Bain, the pristine river. Kali Bain oozes and founds at village Dhanoa. This is the place of her origin. The water exuding from the earth at places like Himmatpura, Badhaiya, Shatabkot and Marshi Tirkiana also joins in to form a small water channel. This is fed by Mukeria Hydel Channel, and the flow of Bain is further enhanced. In this way, beginning its journey from marshy lands, Kali Bain slopes down like a serpent in a zigzag towards southwest. The name Kali Bain comes from the dark color of its waters. 36 villages of Hoshiarpur district and 57 villages of Kapurthala district are situated on the banks of Bain. Thus, passing through some 93 villages, townships and cities, Bain covers a distance of 160 kilometers in all. It channelizes excessive water from Mukeria and Dasua and makes it flow into that region of Kapurthala district where this water is extremely important for recharging the groundwater. Bain also performs another important function of saving lives and wealth of people by absorbing and draining the floodwaters from Kapurthala region. So, Bain serves a very significant role in economic life of Doaba. That is why Bain is considered to be the lifeline of this region. Kali Bain has also been associated with the socio-cultural life of Doaba. Whichever be the festival, Baisakhi, Purnamasi, Amavasi, the fairs and fetes took place at the banks of Bain, and people from nearby villages and towns used to take holy dips and participate in the celebration with great enthusiasm and joy. For natives of Punjab, Kali Bain has great religious significance as well. Many historic gurudwaras are situated along its banks. It was at Sant Ghat on its bank when Guru Nanak Dev uttered the words which stood for the ideals of equality and brotherhood, embracing the whole of humanity. And the journey is on. Enthusiasm of people is also on the rise. Feet in the journey are full of zeal. Moving ahead, step by step, crossing the paths. From village to village, every new path brings in more and more feet to join in, to keep in step. Does Bai feel the vibration of these footsteps? Does she understand the goal of this progression? Is she really listening to their prayer songs and the anguish? And their resolve for penitence hidden in the songs? Has Bai really forgiven them? People from the villages situated on both sides of Bai are waiting at various points to welcome and join the procession. Devotional songs are reverberating in the air. The vibes of these songs will merge into the rhythm of approaching procession. The waiting ones will join it to become a part of the bubbling caravan, which everyone wants to go through. No one wants to be left behind. Everybody wants to be in league with others and to be a part of this commune. The caravan is about to reach the village. The vigor and enthusiasm of the partakers is further heightened. Just like the springing waters of Bai, they have to maintain this level of vigor and zeal for 5 days till they reach their goal, till they fulfill the promise made to Kali Bai. Bai is quietly, silently watching this rising flood of people that is moving closer, that yearns to become one with her, as if this flood longs to dissolve its own identity and wants to completely merge into her, as if it is praying again and again to Bai to exonerate them from the sins they committed. On its arrival, the convoy is given a hearty welcome. It has reached Subhanpur. Moving on the bank along the river, it has covered a distance of 35 kilometers since morning. After a little rest, getting refreshed by the cool moist breeze and recharged by the fragrance flowing from Bai's waters, this caravan will set on the next part of the journey again. The dark evil shadow had started engulfing the intimacy and sanctity of the relationship between natives of Doaba and River Bai when the process of industrialization and urbanization began in Punjab. The blind race this process initiated virtually shattered the traditional ways of living and tore apart the social fabric of Punjab. People, caught up in this mania of development and modernization, simply close their eyes to the curse which trails along the process of industrialization. And in this state of blindness, gradually they lost all sensitivity to their own environment. They became completely apathetic towards the land, water and air around them. Kali Bai was a witness to this criminality. In fact, she herself fell a victim to this crime. Chemical waste from industries, poisonous and contaminated water from the hospitals, and garbage from the villages was being dumped into the sacred Bai. Over and above, undiscerning and short-sighted government sanctioned grants for many such projects which proposed to channel their sewerage straight into Bai. Gradually, this sacred ancient river, Kali Bai, turned into biggest garbage bin of Doaba. This fatal blow first struck the surface water, and then this polluted and contaminated water started trickling down, making the groundwater poisonous. Then Bai underwent another offensive assault, the greed and covetousness of farmers. Farmers in the adjoining areas started encroaching the bed of Bai. They illegally spread their fields onto the riverbank. The bed of Bai began to shrink and became more and more narrow. Flow of water became even more constricted. Polluted water with thick, sticky, slimy mud started settling on the bottom. Bai had fallen ill. The flow of water had ceased. Bai stopped flowing playfully. It became still like a bedridden patient. As time passed, seeds of hyacinth started germinating in its still waters. Water weeds started growing everywhere, spreading like an epidemic, and soon covered the stagnant waters of Bai. Sucking on the standstill water, the weed vegetation became so dense that soon Bai started looking more like a space full of hyacinth fields than a flowing river, completely worn out and decrepit. Bai could not stand these repeated assaults. Finally, she died. Her perished body now lay flat, silent and motionless on a 160-kilometer stretch of the Doaba region. She was now reduced to a mere zigzag, a rather distorted blue line on map of Punjab. Bai had vanished, but the world around was still running, in a stupor, faster and faster in an unending blind race. It did not have time to stop. It could not afford even a moment of deviation and think about Bai's untimely death. It was so perplexed by its own troubles that it did not have the patience to ponder over the causes of her diseased conditions, the reasons that led to these circumstances. He had to run. And he just ran. He didn't have time. He was surrounded by rivals all around, who gave him cutthroat competition. So what if Bai had died? The people in this world were still alive. Their work went on in same vein. Now, they started throwing all kinds of garbage, polluted and poisonous water into Bai with impunity. Various departments of Punjab government were not concerned either. They were also busy in their work as usual. It didn't matter to them that Bai was swallowed by the poisonous and polluted waters, that her bank was captured in illegal encroachment, that the stream flowing through 93 villages had dried up, that Bai was transformed into a dirty nala, that instead of development, there had been deterioration in the block. So what? The show must go on. New files should be made and maintained. Papers should be filled. Facts should be put down. Everything should be properly documented. These departments were duly engaged in their conventional work as usual. The